Out front now, John Dean, former Nixon White House counsel. John, thank you so much for being here. I always enjoy talking to you. Let's start with Ginni Thomas. She says she regrets, as you heard, sending Mark Meadows those texts, but on multiple occasions she defends, she still defends her beliefs, that she believes that the 2020 election was stolen, which it wasn't. Can she have it both ways here?
Well, when I went through her transcript, I had the impression that she was very evasive. She wasn't remorseful in general about the fact that she'd made these comments and sent these texts out. She was regretful that they'd been released and became public, and that she accused the committee of leaking them basically just to embarrass her. Which was not the case. But I think she really was uncomfortable throughout her testimony. Her attorney testified a lot for her, which I've never seen a chair let happen as often as it did in this deposition. So it's an odd collection in this deposition.
Paula just mentioned this, that Ginni Thomas also testified that the best friend she referenced in the text exchange with Mark Meadows was indeed her husband, Clarence Thomas, who, of course, is a Supreme Court justice. What did they discuss? Thomas says, quote, "I wish I could remember, but I have no memory of the specifics. My husband often administers spousal support to the wife that's upset. So I assume that's what it was." No specific memory here. Seems to remember some things, not others. I have a question for you. If she is discussing any of this with the Supreme Court justice, what are your big concerns?
Well, she claimed at the outset of her testimony in a brief little statement there was an ironclad rule in their house that they never talked about each other's business, that she was on a political lane or in a political lane, her husband was in the legal lane, and those lanes didn't cross. It was pretty hard to believe as the testimony unrolled and what we know about their relationship, that's possible. But, anything's possible, I suppose. What I took away from it was that they often talk about these things, and they're sounding boards for each other, which is kind of natural in a marriage.
I know you believe that Mark Meadows is target number 2 after, of course, then President Donald Trump. Donald Trump is right now the only Republican running for the presidency. Is any of this new revelations from these transcripts enough to loosen Donald Trump's grip on the Republican Party, you think?
I doubt it. Not at his base. His base is going to stay where they are. They don't care about the facts. They often ignore them. They certainly don't read 800-page reports about their president that are highly critical of what he did and examine it in some detail. So I think he's still got a very good shot at winning the nomination. The powers that be in the Republican Party are not going to be very happy with that. But again, they have a base that is very pro-Trump. So we'll have to see how this story is going to continue to unfold over the coming months.
You were there when Nixon went through all that he went through, and it certainly was not the same, was it?
No, this is Watergate on steroids. It really is, and it is unrelenting. We're getting information from multiple fire hoses that we have to dip into each day and try to get a grasp of what it is. Hopefully, there'll be a gap there where we can take it all in.
John Dean,